What if Muzan successfully converted every single Hashira into Upper Moon demons? What if the Demon Slayer Corps' greatest protectors became humanity's worst nightmare? Will they be stronger than the current lineup of Upper Moons? Well, I've ranked all Hashira based on how strong they'd become if they were turned into demons, and honestly, they even outperform the current Upper Moons in every single way. For starters, let's begin with Obanai Iguro. Obanai, known as the Serpent Hashira, is an exceptionally skilled and deadly swordsman who achieved his rank despite being nearly blind in his right eye. His serpent-breathing style perfectly mimics the movements of a snake, with unpredictable strikes that come from impossible angles. He even incorporated his pet snake, Kaburamaru, into combat, using it to extend his senses and compensate for his visual limitations. In the final battle against Muzan, Obanai proved his mastery by matching the Demon King's speed while completely blind, relying purely on instinct and technique. So if Obanai were to become a demon, his powers would evolve dramatically. His blood demon art would likely involve shadow manipulation, and the summoning of powerful serpents with paralyzing venom. Kaburamaru could transform into a massive hydra-like entity with multiple heads, each capable of independent attacks. He might even be able to manipulate his own body into serpentine form, allowing him to slip through tight spaces and constrict enemies with crushing force. In terms of rank, I think Upper Moon 5 suits him perfectly. Next is Tengen Uzui. Tengen Uzui, known as the Sound Hashira, wields a self-created breathing style derived from thunder breathing. He fights using two massive chain Nichirin cleavers, along with explosive anti-demon bombs, creating unpredictable combat patterns. Tengen's unique ability allows him to analyze and deconstruct enemy attacks into musical rhythm, letting him read and predict movements with incredible precision. Combined with his shinobi background, he's a master of stealth and speed. He's highly resistant to poison, making him one of the most versatile Hashira. Now, if Tengen were to become a demon, his sound breathing would evolve into something far more destructive, granting him control over vibrations, explosions, and sonic-based powers. He could unleash focused sonic blasts that disorient, paralyze, or cause devastating internal damage, bypassing physical defenses entirely. He could manipulate vibrations in the air or ground to create localized earthquakes, destabilize enemies' footing, or even disrupt the breathing patterns of demon slayers. So I think he'd be around Upper Moon 5. Next up, we have Shinobu Kocho, the Insect Hashira, arguably the fastest among all the Hashira. Even Doma acknowledged her incredible speed, but her entire combat approach revolves around using a modified stinger-like Nichirin blade to inject lethal wisteria poison into demons. This technique was devastating enough to contribute significantly to Doma's defeat. However, Shinobu's major weakness is her lack of raw physical strength. She can't decapitate demons the traditional way and has to rely entirely on her toxins. But as a demon, that limitation would vanish completely. She'd gain immense physical power, transforming her into a terrifying close-quarters fighter who no longer depends solely on poison. As for her blood demon art, it would center on her mastery of toxins and insect manipulation. She could produce vast quantities of deadly demonic poison capable of affecting even powerful slayers and other demons. She might create a paralyzing mist that blankets entire areas, disorienting and weakening opponents similar to Doma's ice techniques. She could even manifest insect-like appendages with venom stingers, compound eyes for enhanced vision, or chitinous armor for defense. So for her rank, I think Upper Moon 5 works perfectly alongside Obanai. Next is Mitsuri. The Love Hashira was born with an extraordinary body that gives her explosive strength and speed. Her muscle density is 8 times higher than an average person's, generating incredible raw power behind every movement. Combine that with her supernatural flexibility, and her whip-like sword becomes almost impossible to track, moving at speeds that even elite demons struggle to follow. Add in her near-limitless stamina, and it's no wonder she traded blows with Upper Moon 4 and even Muzan himself. So if Mitsuri were to turn into a demon, her already superhuman power and agility would multiply exponentially. She'd also gain rapid regeneration, healing wounds in seconds. As a side note, regeneration is standard among all demons, so unless there's something unusual as we move forward, we won't mention it every time. As for her blood demon art, it would likely evolve from her love breathing, manifesting love and emotion as tangible energy. This could translate into devastating wide-range attacks that overwhelm opponents both physically and emotionally. In terms of rank, considering she held her own against Upper Moon 4 as a human, I'd place her at Upper Moon 4 in demon form. Next we have Muichiro Tokito. Muichiro, aka the Mist Hashira, is a generational prodigy who achieved Hashira rank at just 14 years. That alone demonstrates his extraordinary talent, but it goes further. Muichiro was the first Hashira to awaken his Demon Slayer mark, showcasing how far his potential truly extended. Even Kokushibo, Upper Moon 1 himself, was deeply impressed by Muichiro's strength and rapid development. He actually considered Muichiro a potential ally, believing that if he became a demon, he'd grow far more powerful than he ever was as a human. So how strong would he actually become? As a mist-breathing user, his blood demon art would naturally revolve around illusion, deception, and sensory manipulation. He could amplify the ethereal qualities of his mist techniques, creating countless afterimages and illusions that completely distort opponents' perceptions of reality and his true position. Within his mist domain, he could strip enemies of their senses entirely, leaving them blind, deaf, and disoriented, while he attacks from any angle without revealing his location. Considering all this, I'd place Muichiro at Upper Moon 4 as well. Now we have Giyu Tomioka, the Water Hashira, already one of the strongest and most skilled Hashira, capable of holding his own against Upper Moon 3 Akaza. Even Akaza, who has fought countless swordsmen over centuries, was impressed with Giyu's skill, stating that he possessed finely developed swordsmanship. As the Water Hashira, Giyu stands as his generation's most refined water-breathing user, having completely mastered the style to the point of creating his own original 11th form, Dead Calm. During his fight with Akaza, he even awakened his Demon Slayer mark, granting him incredible boost in speed, power, and focus. So how strong would Giyu be if he became a demon? First, his speed and strength, already at the peak of human capability, would be amplified to demonic levels, allowing him to outpace even marked Hashira. As for his blood demon art, it would likely manifest as ice manipulation, perfectly reflecting his cool, detached personality. By merging his ability with his water-breathing techniques, he could form devastating ice constructs, freeze his surroundings instantly, and dominate battlefields with precision and control. He could integrate his water-breathing forms, including Dead Calm and Constant Flux, with his blood demon art, creating a seamless fighting style that's both defensive and overwhelmingly offensive. Considering that, I'd place Giyu at Upper Moon 3. Next up, Kyojuro Rengoku. Rengoku, also known as the Flame Hashira, possessed complete mastery over flame breathing, a technique passed down through generations of his family. He could use all 9 forms, including the devastating 9th form, Rengoku, a technique capable of generating immense heat and massive destruction. He was strong enough to fight on equal footing with Upper Moon 3 Akaza, even managing to deflect his lightning-fast attacks. Akaza himself acknowledged Rengoku's incredible talent, stating he was close to reaching the realm of the highest. Now, if he were to become a demon, his flame breathing would evolve into a corrupted demonic version, allowing him to control and manipulate actual fire. He could produce inextinguishable hellfire that burns with supernatural heat, capable of incinerating almost anything, and even slowing the regeneration of other demons. His existing flame-breathing forms would merge with his blood demon art, creating attacks that are visually spectacular and devastatingly destructive. So for him, I'd place Rengoku at Upper Moon 3 alongside Giyu. Now we have Sanemi Shinazugawa. The Wind Hashira is an exceptionally skilled swordsman with complete mastery over wind breathing, a style known for its aggressive, relentless, and unpredictable attacks. He possesses one of the rarest blood types, which has an intoxicating effect on demons, causing them to lose focus and become sluggish or drunk, giving him a significant advantage. On top of that, he has top-tier physical abilities, capable of keeping pace with Upper Moon 1 Kokushibo, and enduring catastrophic damage during the final battle against Muzan. Now, if Sanemi were to become a demon, he'd be an absolute monster. Why? Because his natural aggression and killer instincts would be amplified by his demonic nature, turning him into a relentless warrior who lives for combat. As for his blood demon art, it would grant him complete control over wind and air pressure. He could generate destructive tornadoes and cyclones capable of tearing apart enemies and entire battlefields. He might weaponize his own blood, forming razor-sharp whips or projectiles that deal massive damage, while inflicting his intoxicating blood effect on contact, instantly weakening opponents. So for him, I'm placing him at Upper Moon 2. Finally, we have Gyomei Himejima. Gyomei, known as the Stone Hashira, is the strongest Hashira in the entire Demon Slayer Corps. His raw physical strength is absolutely unmatched. Despite being completely blind, he compensates with extraordinary hearing and a unique sixth sense similar to the transparent world, allowing him to read his surroundings and opponents with flawless precision. Gyomei fought Upper Moon 1 Kokushibo on equal footing, and even after that brutal battle, he still had the stamina and willpower to face Muzan in the final confrontation. Now, if Gyomei were to become a demon, his already immense strength and durability would skyrocket to godlike levels. He'd be able to crush opponents with single strikes and endure attacks that would obliterate even other Upper Moons. And here's the incredible part. As a human, he was blind, but as a demon with regeneration, he'd regain his sight, eliminating his only limitation and becoming even more formidable. Unlike other Hashira, whose blood demon arts would evolve from their breathing styles, Gyomei's would be based purely on his overwhelming physical might, granting him the power to manipulate gravity itself. He could increase gravity around opponents, pinning them to the ground, and making movement impossible. On top of that, he could manipulate the earth beneath him, creating massive stone spikes that impale opponents. He'd be impossible to defeat. Honestly, there's nothing more to say. This guy goes straight to Upper Moon 1. Now, have you ever wondered how Demon Slayer would turn out if Nezuko died from the sun? Well, click on this next video to find out. Go ahead, click it.